God, I'm not ready.
You're not ready? Oh my god, he just yelled. Alright, hello YouTube.
That's how you start videos. That's how I start videos. Should
That's
we
how...
introduce ourselves? Because this is going to be step one of our famous One Piece reviewing careers, Mr.
Yeah,
Bawa.
we should, Mr. Red. Likewise, we should introduce ourselves. Hello, I'm Bawa. Welcome to, my channel. This is my friend Red.
Yeah. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
I'm the more famous one of the
two. Yet, so far.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yes, I will start this by saying my goal is to get on the Reverie with King of Lightning and Tekking 101, and I will look back in 5 years and say, "You made it, Red. You made it."
That's a great, goal. That's your dream, setting out to the open seas.
I have my foot on the barrel. Well,
yeah.
What's your foot also on the barrel?
I'm putting my foot on the barrel. I think my dream right now is to also make it to the Reverie alongside you. I think that's a good stepping stone.
Yes, I've told
once we're on the Reverie, we then have to become the Pirate Kings of the Reverie.
Yeah, then we slowly drag King of Lightning, Mr. Moore is checking down, and we take their throne. Yeah, no, probably not. Given that they have
you're really
editing
leaning into that Viking helmet right there you got on.
Yeah, as you can see by our just top budget fucking stock photo.
High quality.
I am the Elbathian, and he's the pirate, and it's because I'm 6'3" and fat, and and Bawa is, I don't know, sexy.
5'5" and sexy.
Are you 5'5"?
I am.
Are you for real? You're short.
Come on, man.
Oh my god, short king. Short king.
Well,
Bawa, you have to let me lift you. I will lift you when we meet. You can't stop me.
Sure, but I could also lift you.
Ooh, hot. Yeah, I can finally feel like a princess. I'm so excited. Anyway, let's
given how this flashback is going, let's transition to One Piece. Loki kind of is the princess.
Not yet, motherfucker. They got to get to know us.
I know.
So, if any of you watch Tekking 101's videos, okay, I've been an OG from like when he was reviewing Bleach. Look in the background of literally any of his modern videos. There's a paper mache hollow Ichigo mask to his left, hanging around like a fucking flag on his wall to the left. I made that. That's me. I sent him that when I was in high school. You can look up visored Tekking mail time. My name is Red Alexander. I sent him that. That's my claim to fame in the Tekking sphere. And so I need to get to the Reverie so I can. This is like you know when Gon Freaks wanted to like meet his dad so he could give him back his like hunter license.
Yeah, this is your shonen origin story. Like beginning.
I need to get to the Reverie and they're gonna like introduce us and they're gonna be like wow, and then I'm like Tekking. It's me. I gave you that mask.
It's me from all those years. It's like Gon and Kite, literally.
Literally.
Gave him the hunter's license.
I'm done being off topic.
All right. Well, I don't really have any like prior YouTube or internet presence. I guess really, I don't really have much.
Which is shocking because he's so likable and charismatic.
Oh, thank you. But
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, this is my first real foray into making content, making videos. So we're gonna just start it off with One Piece, which is
let's fucking talk about this colors page because it's actually one of my favorites in a very long time.
It's really cool.
I actually like looked at this for a good 2 minutes straight. I fucking love this. Also, big W for Sanji fans today. Okay,
dude, massive.
We've been getting a lot of. Oh yeah, we've been getting a lot of them lately because I mean, Zoro fans always want to fucking push us down and say he's like trash or whatever, but he's being directly compared time and time again to Scopper Gaban. He's gonna get that fucking future sight. He's gonna get that fucking advanced conquerors Haki. He's gonna get it all, he's gonna get himself a giant woman wife.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Oh yeah, I think.
Fuck pudding. Fuck Viola. I don't know. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Please.
I think Sanji is gonna have a harem of women by the end, but I don't think it's gonna be like a freaky
Does
thing.
he deserve that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm coming from. If you're curious of my other content, I'm coming from reviewing a harem manga series called 100 Girlfriends, and that's a series where the main character genuinely deserves his 100 girlfriends because he works for them. Sanji, meanwhile, in the beginning of the series, at least was like a suave, cool cook, and now he's like Mineta from My Hero Academia, unfortunately.
What I'm envisioning for the end of series with Sanji is he's gonna have like a horde of fangirls because like, oh, they saved the world, whatever. They're like,
Yeah, of
crazy.
course. He's the fucking third in command of the pirate
That's
king
what I'm
type
saying.
shit.
He's gonna have a horde of fangirls, right? But he's gonna do something that makes himself look stupid, and they're all gonna be icked out, and they're gonna leave.
Oh no, they're gonna get the ick. That's like,
Yeah, yeah.
that would fit so hard for Sanji.
And then,
it's crazy that Sanji. Oh, good. Sorry.
But then there's gonna be like one who like genuinely likes him for who
one
he
who
is.
sticks around.
Yeah,
and loves. Yeah, that'll probably be Pudding. On God.
Yeah, it's
I'm
probably
feeling Pudding.
Oh, I so hope. I mean, this is kind of getting into like predictions for the future. I so hope he helps rescue Pudding from Blackbeard. That'd be amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that will happen for sure. I mean, like, the thing with Sanji is he used to be my favorite character in the whole series. And the moment he became my favorite character in the whole series was the Mr. Prince stuff in Alabasta.
Yeah.
I mean, just fucking phenomenal. I always remember the scine where he comes in, he's got the fucking orange glasses, kind of similar to this
color
page,
spread.
actually.
I was going to mention the glasses, yeah.
Oh, he's Mr. Prince it up.
He is.
So he comes in to their little he's, Crocodile's doing the James Bond shit. He's fucking flooding them. They're in the cage. And he comes down, kicks a fucking like 20-ton goddamn banana gator like 3 feet in the air. And then he's standing there, aura farming, right? They're all like, holy fuck, it's Sanji. And then he turns around and he's like, do you love me now, Nami? And I was like, that's my goat. That's my goat.
That's him.
Because back then, it didn't feel like I don't know, like I'm bleeding, my nose is bleeding. I'm thinking, oh my god,
yeah, it wasn't
I'm smelling you. Yeah,
it wasn't pervy. It was just kind of geeky, and that was like it was endearing.
Yes, it felt more like he's to steal a quote from a political streamer I used to watch. It felt like he was gay for women.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was just. Similar to Rentaro, just truly a lover of women in like a wholesome way, and then around Thriller Bark, there's the moment we all know.
Yeah.
It really is where he decided to flanderize.
Because even in Water 7, he's got like he tells Chopper like forgive the lies women tell, which people misunderstand that scene, but I'm not gonna get into that here. But like he has that line, and then he figures out the sea train thing with Robin. And he goes ahead and just
the Water 7 Sea Train arc is one of my favorite little mini arcs in the whole.
Oh, it's great. And then he loses to Califa, but he doesn't like perv out over her really. He just
it was his like convictions.
Yeah, he just kind of takes
yeah. And I choose to headcanon, even though Oda almost like directly went against this, where it was like, why don't you hit women? And it's like, cause Zeph said he'd be mad at me. It's like, no, that's bullshit, bro. It's because everyone that was nice to him in his childhood was a woman. His sister and his mom. Yeah. His brothers, his dad were fucking awful to him. So he became a mama's boy. It's so fucking obvious.
Well,
and that's why it's better when it's not a pervy thing. He's got they're paging Dr. Freud, right? There's a lot going on with Sanji. It's clearly like daddy issues, mommy issues. A lot of your sexuality is influenced by these things.
Yeah, I mean, sure, part of it was Zeph's teachings, right? Like, he really hammered that into Sanji. Yeah. But it comes from
what Sanji thinks it is, because he's not doing a lot of self-reflection.
Well, yeah, because Sanji doesn't think about himself, right? It obviously comes from a deeper place. He just doesn't realize that. Mm-hmm. All right, let's actually get into the color page and talk about it.
Oh yeah, okay, good. I was worried you were gonna say. Let's get into the chapter, and I was like, no, we got to talk about the color page first.
No. Oh, I understand. Listen, we both.
You
like
watch my content, and we're gonna talk for this. You're gonna talk for about 2 hours for this chapter. Okay?
Oh, I could talk about this color page for 2 hours. Anyway. Yeah, Sanji's rocking the glasses here. He's got the look, the sig. Him and Scopper.
I don't know why when you said the sig, my brain went to like Sigma.
Sanji is not Sigma. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's Zoro.
Honestly, you know who's the most Sigma here is Rayleigh, and we'll get into that in the chapter.
Oh my god, he's just got the smirk in this page.
Okay, he pulled the baddest bitch. Everyone knows it.
He did. He pulled Shakky.
Yeah, and if you don't know our channel, we are women lovers here. Where when we say bitch, it's lovingly. Men can be bitches too. All right.
Lovingly. But yeah, Sanji and Scopper rocking the sunglasses like that is awesome. Awesome.
Yes. Oh my god! Honestly, with we were talking about like future for Sanji, since there's so much parallels to Scopper Gaban, and Scopper Gaban is the one who came out and was like, "Listen, there's a lot of species out there. There's a lot of different sized holes out there, and life finds a way." So
Life
I would
finds a way.
love to. You were talking about Sanji's little fucking harem of fangirls. He's gonna run the gambit. I think of
Oh,
the whole every
one of them's
species.
one of them's gonna be a fish woman. One of them's gonna be a giant. You know, he's gonna have a.
I hope he has so many kids. I hope he has kids. He's gonna be like the Straw Hat slut. Like Zoro's gonna be like, How many fucking kids do you have running around?" And Sanji's like, "Hard to know."
It's like, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Okay.
And technically, if you think about it, they'd all be royalty. By technicality.
Oh shit.
Sanji would not. Like, he would hate that, but I mean.
Yeah, but it's true. And you know what? I can pay the child support. I'm the third in command of the Pirate King. You know how much fucking treasure we have?
Oh, dude. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
then,
also we'd like dismantled we probably dismantled capitalism and hierarchies and we're fine. It's a
Eve is out
utopia
of
world.
here.
Yeah. Good.
I was gonna just move on. We got Zoro and Rayleigh on the other side, and Zoro's like posted up. It looks like him and Sanji are glaring at each other.
They're pissed.
I just noticed.
You know what's funny? What's funny about well, the first thing I noticed was how pissed they were, and then I realized, they're pissed because each other are here.
Yeah,
that's why. Now what's interesting too is it's clear that Oda wanted to do the parallel with like the Pirate King and his two bros, obviously.
Wings, yeah.
But then of course, Oda can't fucking help it. He had to draw Nami. And Nami's looking as sexy as I've ever seen her.
She's slaying right now.
And again, I lovingly without I can't not say it. He drew her with the DSLs,
DSLs?
You know what I mean by that?
I don't know.
I get to teach, guys.
Oh.
Are you ready for me to teach Bawa what DSLs means?
Ready.
It's an acronym. Can you guess maybe? I would like to hear your guess. Your finest guess on what DSLs stand for.
What is the D? That's every One Piece fan ever. What is the D? I don't.
Yeah, the will of DSL. What is it?
I don't know what the D could be.
What? Okay,
because I'm jumping to SL means sexy look, but I don't know.
It's worse.
All right.
DSLs stands for dick sucking lips.
Oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah, and I basically just bring it up anytime I see a character with fat lips. To be honest with you, like Usopp has those DSLs.
He does have those DSLs.
Who else has those DSLs? Anyway, I've just been noticing that, like all jokes aside, Oda's often in color pages, he draws Nami with a lot thicker lips, like the plump, like lipstick ad, lips.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Looks really good.
I will say, I do love Nami's hat. It says Belle on it for Bellemare.
Belle. Yep, I like that a lot.
That's
I like
really
this
sweet.
look with the oversized. Does she have the shitty Jolly Roger that Luffy drew on fucking Laboon on her shirt?
I think it's just her arms in the way, so it looks funny.
Her massive bazongas are fucking distorting the image.
Distorting the image, yeah.
I also I've said this before, but God, I wish Oda had the fucking balls to give her a permanent scar where she stabbed herself in the shoulder. That would have gone so hard.
Yeah, I mean, the tattoo is very symbolic, and I love the tattoo.
Yeah,
but I get what you mean. If it just was underneath it, maybe,
There's one shot in the anime where they do show the scar. Have you seen it? Where she's it's like as she's about to get the
before she gets
the scar, just magically disappears.
Yeah, well, that's anime logic, healing, whatever.
Tragic.
Yeah.
All right.
Really tragic.
I think have we moved on beyond the color page then?
I just wanted to mention before the Shonen Jump cover because that's also on here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's there's
a Pokemon crossover.
Yeah, it's all it's like a huge crossover with Pokemon. I don't know the specifics of it, but it looks super sick.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I
didn't
see,
even realize Pokemon was okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but they put Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile all on there, above Luffy, with those three series, and those are the starters for the new game coming out later in the year, Legend ZA.
Oh.
So
okay.
I don't know if that was coordinated or what, but it looks sick.
That's cool. Yeah, I know almost nothing about Pokemon, so this is all you.
That's more my forte. But yeah, that's why I just wanted to point it out because the cover looks pretty fucking awesome.
All right, jumping in.
Let's go.
So, all right, we finally get to see, and we, obviously we saw glimpses of this at God Valley, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's Granny Neon." So Neon, she's here. Her actual name is Gloriosa. First thing I noticed here is she's doing. Have you partaken in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I have not partaken in JoJo's. You know
she's
this.
Okay. Do you think I talked to so many people about it? I don't.
That's
Do
right.
I know this? When did we talk about this? I don't remember.
Sometime in the chat in the server at some point.
I apologize. I already have a bad memory.
That's fine.
Oh.
I have not partaken in JoJo's. We're jumping right to the Gloriosa though. There is one more page before that, kind of the intro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I personally like to just like kind of hop around because if you try to go if you try to go like sequential, you're gonna like kind of shoehorn yourself into like, in my opinion, the review feeling kind of stilted. Like, I might talk about something on page 3. You can go back to page 1. You know what I mean? Like whatever you're feeling. Well, I kind of like to do it section by section. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, section by section's good because going in order can feel like a recap, and you don't really want to do that.
Yeah. I'd rather it just be like a discussion that kind of happens naturally.
That makes sense. Go off with Gloriosa. Cook.
Thank you. Well, so okay, I wanted to. You know what? We'll focus on story first. I don't want it to just be memeing, but she is doing like a literal like Josuke pose from JoJo Part 4. I'll show you later.
That.
It's like actually, and she knows it. And then
she knows it.
It's funny that she's like, oh, will I ever be able to escape this sexiness? Like Oda poking fun on the fact that she like shrivels like a raisin like when she's older, which is
yeah.
He likes to do that with his, characters.
There's like
that.
There's a reason for that.
There's an is there? Please.
Yeah, so
go off, King.
Because
the love sickness?
Kind of. So I think because she's into Roger, right? We see that very clearly this chapter.
Crazy.
She obviously never.
By the way, Roger rizless and disgusting in this chapter, and that's a huge thing I want to talk about. Dude, I want to talk about that in this chapter. Oh,
no risk. But anyway, she was head over heels for Roger, right? But he never reciprocated, seemingly, because he was just into Shakky and then later Rouge, it seems. So Gloriosa never got like her man, unlike Shakky, unlike Boa, right? And like,
so she's in the bad timeline.
Yeah, she went down her bad timeline. That's why she ends up like that.
Yep, which is a canonical thing. Yeah, that exists in One Piece now, where it's this person aged during this. That's insane. That is so interesting, and that was also kind of like touched on. I remember people talking about that a lot when we saw Bonnie age up.
Right,
we got
the
to
beginning
see
of
Luffy, Jinbei. Or no, Jinbei went younger, but we got to see Luffy and maybe Chopper age into like the fucked up like timeline.
Old man timeline.
That's really interesting. Yeah. And I think that I mean, like, if you want to get like real deep with it and with how Oda writes, right? He's a big like dreams are everything, ambition is everything. The second you stop dreaming, you stop living. You know what I mean? So like, I could see basically like in his mind, and there's some truth to this, by the way. It's the same way that like you are more likely to get like dementia if you basically just like stop living and you just like shelter yourselves in your home and you kind of live in a rut day by day. You don't meet new people, you don't try new things. You stop living, your body literally ages faster. You will die quicker. Your mind will rot.
You stop utilizing your brain, you stop utilizing your body, it's gonna just decay. You know?
Yeah, so there is actually genuinely some truth to this. The idea that like, oh, you know what, she gave up on like, she got so sad, and we know that Granny Neon got like or Gloriosa, she got like banished to like originally banished, and then she brought them back, or like she found them after they got freed by Fisher Tiger, and so then like they allowed her to live on the island, but like sequestered off in like a corner, right, basically. So she definitely had like a pretty bad run of things. Shortly after this moment, it seems as though she got replaced as like Empress by Shakky. They all were like, you're a fucking like, you're just a disgrace. All you're doing is like, you're going out there and you're just fucking like lusting over this fucking stupid guy, and you're not even, you know. So like, it does seem like she basically went down her timeline. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, and also just off the parallel timelines thing, the good and the bad, it's interesting that they like characters will resemble people they either look up to or despise. Like Luffy ends up looking like Shanks when he's like 40, right? Or Sanji ends up looking like Judge in his bad timeline. That's so interesting. Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. Had a little recording kerfuffle, but we're good. I wanted to mention the beginning of the chapter where they just finished raiding a town, and I just think it's funny. All like the wives or just the ladies of the town are like just being like, "You guys suck. You couldn't even defend anything."
Yeah,
Like,
they were too strong. And you know what's funny is like there probably is some truth to that they were like just more physically strong than them, but also it's clear that they just like sure have our gold.
Yeah.
And they're like cool. And
Well,
they
I think
stepped over them.
I think half of them folded like paper towels, but I mean also.
Oh, absolutely.
The Kuja know Haki. Like we've established this. So I mean they are tough. They are tough. But yeah, and
they, I mean, literally, they fold Roger in this chapter. Like,
yeah, I mean,
is this a good time to fucking move over to that?
Yeah, granted, it's young Roger, but oh my god, Shakky just demolishes him. Before we move into that, I do want to mention the girl carrying like all their fan letters, Tritoma, because she's the empress between Shakky and Boa, the one who dies of love sickness.
Yep.
Because people are saying
I did know that.
People are saying she's Luffy's mom, which would be
everyone
interesting.
Anytime there's a new character,
which I think is an interesting idea, but I don't think it's the case because she dies of love sickness, which we know from the SBS, which means that she didn't get with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
she died of extreme horny disease, so she never got that fulfilled.
I know.
Tragic.
But anyway, then the Roger Pirates show up and Shakky Shakky kicks ass.
Dude, I mean, I literally, and maybe I'm gonna look like a fool here. I actually thought this was like, do you remember when we had like the fake Straw Hats post time skip?
Oh no, what is this?
I thought this was like a fake Roger at first. He looks terrible.
Yeah, without the stash.
He looks awful.
Without the stash.
Oh my god, he looks disgusting. Like I don't know, bro. I mean, I understand this is like the youngest we've ever seen him, other than that one scene where he's like, join me, let's turn the world upside down, right? But it's like he looks gross. I'll be real. It surprised the shit out of me. He looks like an absolute. I have never seen. And I understand. Again, it is the point, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is very funny, and it's to show that like they are literally so hot that like no one can even do anything. Right? I get it, right? But like I have never seen the amount of aura drop, the amount of aura drop off in my entire life.
I mean, the lack of aura is astounding. I mean, he just
King of Lightning is gonna die. By the way, King of Lightning is all like a power scaler. He's going to shit his pants here.
Shakky top one.
Shakky, yeah, literally, he beats. I think she beats Rocks. She beats Roger. She beats Garp.
If we want to go into the agenda, she beats Prime Roger right here.
Yeah, well, is this him? This better not be him in his prime, bro.
Well, he's like in his 20s, right?
Oh god, I keep hearing people say that. I don't like the idea that he was this ugly when he was in his prime. He's so gross looking.
It doesn't matter if this is his prime or not. The agenda says this is his prime.
Well, yeah, as we all know. I mean, do you remember a couple chapters ago in Elbaph when the power of mothers was the most powerful?
Yeah.
Like, all the giants were like,
Big Mom,
that's
Big
how
Mom top
Oda
one.
rolls, bro.
Big Mom top one.
Yeah, remember Mother Mode?
Yeah, mothering mode. Top one, Big Mom. That's
Mother Mode.
That's her power up.
Bro,
she's coming back.
Okay, Mother Mode, Big Mom versus Shock. Oh, hold on, how do I put this? Mother Mode Big One top one versus Shakky top one.
Oh, it's Shakky.
Who's winning? Yeah, probably. But see, okay,
Big Mom just because
bisexual?
I don't know. I was gonna say Shakky wins just because there's a precedent in One Piece of mothers dying. So this means Shakky would win because she's not a mother.
Damn. You know what? Another reason to like Shakky, she's based and childless. Like I love the idea. I just love the fact that fucking she and Rayleigh got together. There was no fucking like let's raise a kid. They were just like, hey, like your vibe, and Rayleigh's like, I like your vibe. Also, you're very attractive, and she's like, you're also very attractive. Let's just chill and open up a bar and fuck around. Hell yeah, that's a good life.
They just
I love
they're
that.
like it's so funny to me too because Rayleigh goes off and gambles and like gets with other women. They're like swingers. They're just like chilling. They're just on Sabaody chilling, doing their own thing.
They're living the best life. It's so good.
They're just chill back.
And like. I just love this. I like the energy so much because like Rayleigh, I've always loved this vibe where like Rayleigh is like a I'm surrounded by fucking idiots moment here.
It's like the Zorro.
And like you can tell,
you know?
yes, and you can tell that Shakky definitely like finds him attractive. Probably the intelligence, right? Because like when you are like this, and every man and woman is like, oh, like around you, and then you have a guy who can just like speak to you with normal words. You're like, hey, oh my god, hey, one of you that isn't a fucking ape. That's kind of refreshing.
He's
you know
like,
what I mean?
I'm sorry for these guys. He's like, doesn't he say that? He says, I'm surrounded by idiots right here.
Yeah, it's and then she says, it must be so hard for you.
I know. It's
that's
funny.
A great interaction.
But I like how that
you know that.
I like how that like does shake him a little bit though. Like he is interested. It's not like it's not like he's completely like, oh, I don't care. He's like, you know, he's just like, look,
he's just
I
able
like
to be
you.
Normal.
Yeah, he's like, I like you, you like me, but I'm not gonna act like my idiot captain right here.
It's a very I see you as a human being moment, you know, like you're very attractive, but I'm not going to literally start fighting my own crew because you're so attractive. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not gonna fucking stab myself. To accept my sacrifice.
I do like
insanity.
I do like the dichotomy here that it paints between Luffy and Roger, because obviously Luffy's Roger's successor and like will and all that, and they do have a lot of similarities and they're clearly parallels. But they're also very different, and I think that's important to note because something like this...
Roger, canonically not asexual.
Yeah, Roger wanted to get it on, bro. Like, he wanted a son and everything. Luffy, not the case. You very clearly see that, like, I mean, just the obvious comparison here. Roger is, like, hard eyes for Shakky, and then when Luffy met Boa, he told her she makes him sick. I mean, obviously, Luffy's warmed up to her now, but... Yeah, where's the food? I mean, obviously, he's warmed up to her now, and he's friends with her, but... At the start, he didn't like her attitude.
Yo, she was kind of a bitch.
Kind of, she was.
Yeah, I mean, like...
She had her reasons, but... Yeah.
A half hour before they met, she was kicking puppies and kittens,
I
mean, literally.
I know.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, okay, so, with Roger... Again, you had mentioned the parallels between Luffy and Roger and how they compare.
Yeah.
In that same vein, so what I thought of during this whole moment was, we've seen so many aura moments from Roger.
Yeah.
To see this whole moment reminded me a lot. Not just humbled. It's how silly he's being. It's how it reminded me so much of early One Piece, like East Blue shit. Yeah. Do you feel the vibe? Do you feel that energy?
Definitely. I want to point to like two specific panels. The one with him on the megaphone, just shouting at him, like
literally.
Like
we haven't even talked about this, by the way. Kind of canceled. I'll be real. Like, kind of cancel Roger. I understand that he's under the fucking spell that they put off, but like he's literally. This is like so. What I would consider out of character for Roger, but I understand it's the fucking allure of the Kuja, specifically these two. But like for him to come out, do you not think it's kind of fucking insane to be like, hey, we're gonna kidnap your first mate because we find her attractive? It's like that's actually insane. That's like some real pirate shit.
That is wild. Yeah, I think we often forget Roger was very much like a plundering kind of pirate as well.
Freedom, like, motherfucker.
I know, like, I don't think he was like an evil guy by any means, but he was definitely the mindset of like, hey, I'm gonna take what I want. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope I don't know, man. I am curious how we square the circle, because I like to. I'm going to assume here that it is just because it's the fucking like spell that like it's the same thing as the Hancock. People lose their fucking common sense and you know what I mean? Because otherwise this is like a little rapey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, Roger. It kind of is. I mean, and like, you have Rayleigh too. I mean, like when it's like he's like, why are we doing this? He's got to be like, what, Roger? What are we doing, man? Like, what? I thought we were getting the One Piece. What the fuck? I know this is like way before they did that, but like I guess it's just their fuck around days.
I thought we were gonna turn the world upside down. I didn't think you meant that.
This feels like Roger got on like a fucking like month-long hyperfixation bender where he was like he saw Shakky. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh my, I must have her." And Rayleigh's like, "Bro, she's not into you."
I
It's
do
like,
get the vibes of it though, that it's kind of almost like a game to the both of them at this point, because
right,
like
yeah,
Shocky's kind of teasing them, and like they don't seem very
and yeah, and
hostile towards each
Gloriosa
other.
has like a big thing for him
Yeah,
for
they don't
somehow.
really seem like
Yeah,
hostile. It's more just kind of like a rivalry going on, which I think is cute.
hmm,
Um,
yeah, take all their shit.
because it's funny, like even later, like after Shocky, like puts them all down, Gloriosa's like going up to Roger, like, but Roger, I like you, and he's like, move,
Move out of here.
I don't
That's a fucking
care.
funny line. You're blocking
You're
Shakky.
blocking Shocky.
Fuck
And then
up, bro.
I do think it's very funny too that they're like, oh my god, Garp's here, and Roger immediately does not care about Shocky anymore.
He's all their
like,
rival.
He's like, it's Garp. We gotta get him.
Dude, yeah. Roger really is like, he actually is like the dictionary definition of like a stereotypical man. Like the two things that fucking stimulate his neurons: big, pretty woman, masculine, toxic fighting.
Oh my god.
Like like monkey chest beating or pretty woman.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious because he switches on a dime. They're like, it's Garp ship, and he's like, Garp. All right, we gotta lock in, boys.
Yeah, oh, fucking put your boners away, everybody.
Yeah. So I
Speaking
thought that
of
was
boners, very important to mention this moment here where she's this panel where she's standing above him is.
Oh, Roger saw the One Piece right there.
Yeah, he did. yeah. It's pretty clear that they're not wearing anything underneath these things. So let's be real.
Oh yeah. That's why I think it's
wow.
partly like kind of a game, kind of a teasing thing for.
Oh
for
yeah,
Naruto.
dude.
Like,
yeah, she's showing him that, and this is One Piece world, where women aren't allowed to have body hair, so that thing is clean.
Clean.
He's got a perfect view.
I'm telling you, he saw the One Piece right there. That's what he saw.
The One Piece is real.
That's why when he found the actual One Piece, he's like, man, I gotta. That wasn't it. I gotta go see Rouge.
He was disappointed. yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, it was like when Sanji found the Marines, lol, the mermaids.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is the all blue.
This is the all blue. I found it.
Pack it up, boys.
Pack it up. But yeah, and then Roger and Garp just clash, which is crazy. It seems like have conquerors Haki even like at this point.
This early, yeah.
Yeah. Like without even.
I like that Garp. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it doesn't seem like they have any like huge grand ambition at this point. I mean, I guess so. Roger said he wanted to turn the world upside down, but it's just kind of fascinating that like even this young, they're still that powerful. Or that like in control, in touch with their conquerors.
Do you have a sense for the Do you have a sense for the timeline? Like how many years post like that moment where he's like, "Hey, join me."
This is 44 years ago. So.
And how many years ago was the moment where he's like, "Hey, join me"?
That was like late teens, early 20s. I'm assuming, kind of like Straw Hats age, like Luffy, Zoro.
Well, we know they took their fucking time. Like the Straw Hats are like fucking speed running their shit. You know what I mean? Like
this would put the Roger pirates, like Roger and Rayleigh, in their 30s, like early 30s.
Okay, so again, the Straw Hats speed running. They took that 1-2 year break. My boys have literally just been like fucking around for like 15 years.
They were chasing Shakky, bro. That's what they were doing.
Yeah. And then they finally when Rayleigh locked in Shakky and he was like, "Oh, okay, he probably locked in Shakky after Roger died, huh?"
Yeah, probably. I think that's when he went and was like, "Hey, I got nowhere to go right now."
Yeah. I'm look at me. I'm a man in distress. My captain's dead. I'm drinking myself to bed every night. If only I had a lap to lay on.
Boy failure, literally. That's what it was.
Oh my god. I have to bring up something that Teching 101 brought up in his review. That her beauty is so transcendent that she's like breaking reality. Like we cannot ignore the fact that flowers wilt in front of her and birds stop singing.
That's crazy.
That's canonical. That's not a
canon.
metaphor. We see it happen.
It just happens. This is some Adola shit, a la Fire Force.
When I first read this, because I see it happen, and I'm like, does she have a devil fruit? Like, yeah. And I'm like, oh no, she's just that hot. She also has sparkles all around her in every panel she exists in.
I know.
So I like to imagine that those exist as well.
It's like Cavendish, kind of. Because he has the same
Hell
thing,
yeah.
right? The
Oh my
sparkles.
God, dude. Cavendish and Prime Shakky get in a room together and fucking the world implodes.
That's a fun, cute theory I just thought of. The idea that Cavendish might be like a Kuja descendant.
Oh my God.
Just for fun. No. Like, it doesn't need to be true, but, you know, it could be.
What, like he's... would that the idea be that he's actually secretly a she?
No, just that, like, you know, the Kuja go out to get it on and have kids, right?
And I forgot how it works, dude. Can Kuja have male kids?
I don't know. I don't know if they can only have female kids, or if they just bring the female kids.
Or if they just
back.
Fucking throw the males into the ocean.
Yeah. I don't know.
Down the volcano.
I don't think it's ever specified. I think it's just...
there's no way. They didn't even know what a penis was, bro.
Well, that's the women who live on the island that haven't gone out to sea.
That's true. Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think the Kuja are like a separate race. You know what I mean? They just seem like a tribe.
True. I mean, it could be, if Oda wanted to be like wacky about it, it could be like a vibe about the island. Like the island is just fucking emitting estrogen.
Just
and
feminine energy vibes all around.
You cannot have a male baby on that island.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting question.
Oda, SBS it.
SBS it. I did want to point out too, Roger looks so much like Ace in that panel where he's clashing with Garp.
Let me look.
Just his face and like the hair.
Oh,
like,
wow, yeah, he does.
He looks so much like Ace.
Oh my God. Yeah.
By the way, funny, ugly. He named his son after his sword. I think that's hilarious.
You know, when you come up with a name you really like and you use it like 10 years before like the best opportunity to use it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I don't know. I named, I'm sure there's someone who's like named their fucking child like the same thing they named their car.
Yeah. This is Accord, Honda Accord, my son.
I was going to say this is Honda Civic. Oh my God.
All right,
excellent.
moving on. Elbaph proper, you know, the actual Loki stuff. What this flashback is supposed to be.
Dude, this flashback's all over the fucking place.
It's all over. Oh my God. We got the
point
it's like we're just like layers into this. Like it started with Loki, and then it became Harold, and then it became Rocks, and now it was the Kuja
keeps becoming like, in
Roger.
order to Loki's sitting there telling the story that fucking Hydrudin said he only had 3 minutes to tell, and he's like, okay, well, in order to understand my backstory, you have to understand my dad's backstory. Well, in order to understand my dad's backstory, you have to understand Rox's backstory, and in order to understand Rox's backstory, you have to understand how hot the Kuja were.
You gotta understand.
You gotta understand.
You gotta know who Roger was gooning for, so you can understand Rox's motivation.
How do you know all this?
Oh my God, that's fun. Aren't you blind? How do you know? How did you see any of that when you were a kid? Well, actually, I think he can't see, right? I think it's just he
can see. Weird. He's just got fuck ass ugly eyes.
Yeah.
Literally, like, yeah. He's just got nasty looking eyes, and everyone's like, ew.
Yeah, I do find it like it's really depressing that Loki was on the Kaido hobby train here, where he was just trying to kill himself over and over as a kid. That's crazy. They're very similar.
Yeah, they are. And have you noticed that Harold is a bad dad?
He's
like,
I think he has good intentions, but he's trying to do too much, and he's
not cut up with, yeah,
he's overworking him. He's got too much going on to try and balance like all these political
doing world
relations
shit, and he's not, But the other thing too, and like I choose to take this as intentional. It seems pretty clear to me that he's playing favorites with his children, and he likes Hydrogen better. You know, and like I don't blame him for that, to be honest with you.
And I don't think it's because he dislikes Loki. I think it's just because he loved Ida and didn't
trauma
love
with the absolutely
Astrid. You know.
Yeah, no, he got forced into like a fucking political marriage. They had a baby. The Astrid was is that her name? Astrid. I did not commit it to.
It might have been
was a bitch and died instantly.
Yeah, it might have been. It was Astrid, something like that.
Yeah, feng shui motherfucker.
Yeah.
So she dies like instantly. She's terrible. She's awful. Loki is like a mega brat, and like I haven't had a chance to say this because it's our first review for One Piece. I fucking love. Is it Ida? Ida or Ida? How are we pronouncing this? Okay, I love Ida. I think it's one of the best female characters Oda's written in a very long time.
She's a
Yeah,
fantastic character, fantastic mom, fantastic character. I like how she's so like, I guess you could call it naive in how much she cares for Hyrule and Loki and like children in general. But I think it's really admirable.
yeah,
You
I
know,
do too, and I love this moment too, where like, because this sailor's like, oh, I almost just let him die, and like as a reader, I caught myself agreeing with him. I was like, yeah, I mean, Loki's being a kind of a shit. I mean, don't forget, he let animals loose in like the village and like
he
killed
committed
people.
arson
Like, people
and a
died
bunch of
from that.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what so I mean, like I caught myself kind of agreeing. I was like, yeah, I mean, fuck them, right? And then but then like, Ida comes in and reminds me, well, it is a fucking child. You're kind of a psychopath for thinking that. And it's like, yeah,
just
he's not
a
cooking.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a kid, and I do. I mean, we mentioned Estrid earlier. I find it interesting that her and Ida are entirely opposites. Ida is like this, amazing embodiment
Yes.
of like motherhood and care and love, and
Yeah.
Astrid's the entire opposite of that. This
God,
like
I
the worst
love
mother embodies
Yep.
hatred and
And
non-acceptance
Oda,
and
I
everything.
am so proud of Oda for the way that he's drawn her, because like he's one of his only issues as a mangaka is, and he's getting a lot better about this. He has been like over the last couple years, but he tends to be very samey and body type for his female character designs.
Yeah,
And in this moment, he chose to make like the stereotypical hot one, like horrible,
the evil woman.
and,
Yeah,
and then he's drawn like a very just real looking woman, and it's
yeah,
it's so refreshing, and despite the fact that she, from a design perspective, is like designed to be like less conventionally attractive, I find her so attractive because she's so real, and
yeah.
she just, I genuinely, I feel myself blushing when she's on screen. I'm like, I have a crush on her, bro. Like I
She's
understand.
great.
I'm glad that Oda did that. This is a joke I made to you a couple chapters ago, where Harold's backstory is quite literally the old meme, "Pussy fixed him" or
Yeah,
"Pussy
yeah.
would
You're
fix
telling me
me."
about this.
It's so funny
It's
because
hilarious.
it's genuinely true. Harold was like a piece of shit, like the classic like piece of shit young teenage man.
He was like a jock.
Going out there.
Yeah.
Literally, and then he met one baddie in tight jean shorts, and who basically a woke liberal baddie with tight jean shorts, and he was like, "Damn, hold on, I gotta rethink something. This is a teachable moment, guys." Like he goes to his crew and he's like, "Guys, I think we're being real toxic." And they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "Shut the fuck up! Don't put me in my trance.
Don't embarrass me in front of her.
It's so good. It's like the plot of Grease. Do you remember Grease, where like he meets this like girl and he's like super nice and chill, but then when he's around his boys, he has to like fucking pretend and be all like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. But instead, he didn't even do that. He instantly was like, fuck my crew, fuck what we were doing. She's the boss now. I mean, genuinely, I love it. Like he became such. How do I put this? It's almost like comical how much of a pushover he became towards her way of thinking, but I respect it because she is correct. You know what I mean? Like, she made him a much better person, and it's something that makes me like Ida so much, or Ida, because what did we say, Ida?
Yeah. It's Ida, I believe.
I like Ida so much because like her energy literally changed the course of like One Piece history, right?
The entirety of it.
Just her passion for like caring about others. And she just happened to reach the right person, and with a little bit of that being super attractive energy. Yeah, I make this joke a lot to Allie, my girlfriend. I'm like, because sometimes I wonder if women know how much, and sometimes this is like a bad thing because men get like obsessive, but just like how much men will do for women.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like women can move mountains through I don't know what's the word. How do I put this? But men have started wars over women, is what I'm trying to say, right? And it's I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's pretty bad. But men are just I love that about this dynamic, because like just through her being so, I don't know, it just Harold really did fall head over heels for her, and it changed like probably millions of lives.
It changed
over the course of
the course of history for Elbaph and like the world at large, because of the relations Harold
and things that we
building.
haven't even seen yet, right?
Yeah.
Like what she's done here is probably going to lead to the Giants being on the Straw Hats or the Revolutionaries side for
And there's definitely more to Ida, because I refuse to believe she just, like, this is just it for her. It's just, like...
It's been sus that she hasn't been around, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and, like, modern Elbaph. Two things I wanted to mention. One, Ida reminds me a lot of Otohime from Fisherman Island, who's one of my favorite characters in One Piece.
Oh, where she's God, just like, if Ida dies, I'm going to be so sad.
I know. She's, like, this embodiment of, you know, love and care and, like, motherhood. And is about, like, you know, bridging gaps and, like, bringing people together and not, you know, getting rid of prejudices and stuff like that. They're very similar characters. And then also, I think, you know, some people are misinterpreting what Elbaph is, like, what Elbaph's trying to say through all of its messaging, where they're like, it seems like the fact that they don't have this warrior culture in the modern day is a negative thing. Right, and that they need to bring back, like, oh, we need to bring back all the war and the fighting and the soldiers.
Can you imagine, like, missing every single lesson that Oda's ever put forward in the entirety of the story? You really think Oda's gonna have a fucking arc where it's like, yeah, actually,
violence is the answer to everything? It's like, no, clearly the answer's somewhere in the middle, right? Where you need to have, you know,
self-defense. You
need to have self-defense, and you need to have, you know, you need to have the strength to defend yourself if something goes south, but also, you should use that strength as a defense, not as an offense. You shouldn't try to control.
Strength should be used to protect the weak type.
Well, yeah, and that's clearly what we're seeing with, like, Eam invading in the modern day, right? Is they're using their strength as a means to persecute and put down the giants. Whereas, you know, the Straw Hats are going to show them you need strength to defend and uphold your society and your values. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good. It's good stuff. In fact, speaking of, like, the lessons of this arc, I've been really enjoying. I remember when this arc was first starting, there was, like, a lot of conversations from maybe less politically inclined people where they would make that exact joke, right? Like, oh, Elbaph went woke, and that's their downfall.
Make
right?
Elbaph
I've literally
great again.
seen. It's actually very funny how. You know, the beginnings of this arc felt so, like, on the nose with, like, today's political climate, where, like, oh yeah, you know, the argument amongst the giants was literally like, do we focus up on, like, education and, like, globalism, dare I say?
Yeah.
You know?
No, quite literally, that's what's happening in the flashback.
Yeah, and then well, and even and then on top of that, to have I'm trying to remember his name now. That, you know, we've been in this flashback for so long, I'm forgetting it. The one God's Knight who's like oh fuck. Okay, there's Killingham, there's
Summers?
Gunko. Yep, Summers, him. With Summers basically, and this was one of my favorite moments. I was spurging out with this chapter. I fucking loved how on the nose it was for him to be like, okay, so not only are we going to you know, take your children and make you be warriors for us, we're also going to burn down your library and school. And it's like, ooh!
Also,
that is
yeah.
good. No, wait, let me cook. Hold on.
And then I'll cook.
That, to me, what I love about that's just, like, shows me how intelligent, like, politically intelligent Oda is, right? Because what they're doing there is they want to crush their entire society to build them back up as, like, their drones, essentially.
Right.
You know what I mean? And step one, and we see this happening in America right now. What's the first thing they're doing? Dismantling the
worldwide right now.
Yeah, true. You know, yes, a worldwide right-wing movements. What are they doing? They're defunding education. They're, you know, like, that's the first thing you do. A non-educated populace is a populace that's easy to control, right?
Yeah.
So I was so happy to see these villains basically just be that, where they come in and they're like, yeah, so we're gonna burn down your school and your library, because to them, it's, like, sickening to them that these fucking people that they look at as less than human are educating themselves. It's like, ooh, it's good. I fucking love that.
It's fantastic. And to further, like, what I love about the Gods Knights as a group of antagonists is, this is something I love that Oda does, is he furthers his themes and, like, his messaging through his characters' like, actual powers and abilities. Where if you look at all the Gods Knights kits, right? Summer's whole thing is, like, the thorns, and he talks about, like, love being, you know, dangerous and harmful, and, like, how love can hurt you, right? Like, how love bites back at you, type of thing. Gunko, with her arrows, is quite literally, like, direction, like controlling people, moving where they go, dictating what they do, where they can and can't go, and then killing him is like literally taking their dreams, taking the dreams of Elbaph and twisting them into this messed up, like terrible version, this nightmare version of like, here's what's wrong with everything you're thinking about. Here's why this stuff is bad, and like they're literally just converging all of these using their powers as a way to subjugate Elbaph, not only physically but also like thematically. They're doing that, which is Oda does that with a lot of characters' abilities, like Doflamingo, the strings, and control, for example. Like you can look at a lot of that stuff, but I love how.
So what do you make of Shanks's brother having a Cerberus sword?
It's a cool Cerberus. No, but
I wanted to.
I actually think, obviously, Cerberus is a guard dog of hell. So being, the commander of the Gods Knights, defending Emu and all that, hell's at the top of the world. True. There you go.
It is really cool. I remember when that was first revealed. First of all, R.I.P. to all the Blackbeard has the Cerberus zone.
Oh, I mean, maybe he kills Shamrock. Who knows?
Well, no. I mean, the theory was that he already had it, and that was how he was having multiple devil fruits.
Yeah.
I remember when that was happening. One of the conversations was like, there is such a cool dichotomy of like these people depict themselves as deities, like gods,
right?
Angelic. They live in heaven.
Call themselves saints.
Right? Yeah, and they live up top and like refer to where they live as like heaven. It's
the
so
Holy
like
Land.
The way that and yet all their powers are demonic. They're literally demons, right? It's demons masquerading as angels, and I love that. Because it's so true to life, man. I mean, again, like I am. Get to know me a little bit. I'm the #1 Republican hater. Okay, fucking come at me for my title, you'll never win it. Like that's what they do, right? I mean, what and again, using America as an example here because I'm not like super well versed on global politics, but in America here. The group that wants to defund education, burn books, censor things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, cut your healthcare, all these horrible things. What are they doing? What are they always talking about? Their God, their religion, their let's put Jesus back in schools. You know what I mean? It's to me, I love this because it's so indicative of reality. The evil people put a mask on and pretend that they're the saintliest, the holier than thou. It's always those ones that do the virtue signaling.
But you push them.
The fact that they say,
you push them, and then the mask comes off. We see that with Emu, right? It's very clearly, I mean, you
and you even see it with go back to the Reverie chapters, like the 9-10. Where, they have this whole thing where they parade all these kings around, and it's like, look, the empty throne, because we would never, ever have a single world leader. That would be bad, wouldn't it?
That's crazy. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so good. All right, Pete, go ahead.
Speaking of, world leader, let's talk about the guy who wants to overthrow him. Let's move into rocks.
Oh, man. Is there any... I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this section that we should discuss.
I mean, what about
but what about Ida talking about... Because, like, oh, hey, do you want to, like, live with us, right? I think that I want to talk about this line where he's like... He calls her a gold digger.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. And, like... And, again, to me, this is the moment, Harold very much does not like Loki. He tries to be impartial. He does not like him, because you have up here the sailor says, "Yeah, I thought about just letting him die." Ida's the one that's like, "What the fuck?" Harold is like, "Well, Ida, he did kind of fuck up, crazy for a
he
father
took the ship and stole it and whatever." Yeah,
and he's correct, but like, okay, like, all right. And then you go down here when Loki makes that comment about Ida, then Harold pops off and he says, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? It's to me, as someone who grew up, I've talked about this on my other channel. My father was very much like didn't want to have a kid. My mother kind of peer pressured him into it, or it was very much like my mom really wanted to have a kid and my dad really did not want to, and it was like kind of toxic. And my mom won that battle, and I growing up, it was very clear to me that was the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It bled through every single interaction we had that he didn't want me. You know, he didn't just say that to me, but it was so obvious in hindsight. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I see that with Harold and Loki. It's very much just like, well, I'm gonna be nice to you out of like obligation, obviously, but I
Like,
mean,
you're my
like,
son,
you
but
know,
also I only really wanted to be with Ida.
yeah, no, I'm going to. There's a very clear favorite here, and it's my wife, this woman that I genuinely love, and you're just kind of like a forced byproduct of like the elders like made me do this, you know, and it made me make you,
Yeah. I
you
still
know.
think he cares about Loki,
He
but
does. I'm not trying to
yeah.
flanderize. He absolutely still has love for him, and I think wants him to be happy, but I don't think he can help but show his true bias. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I think he's very much of the kind of the mindset of like parents in our world that it's like, all right, I'll raise you, I'll take care of you, I'll be your dad, but once you're 18, like I'm kind of
Yep.
stepping back, and that's you're on your own. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from Harold in regards to Loki.
Yeah. I mean, and like I don't know, man. There has to be a point where I feel he's not been disciplined enough, you know. And you know, some of the shit he's done should have been like, there should have been some kind of reckoning or stuff. You know, I want to shout out an idea that Teching 101 keeps mentioning in his reviews. You know, there are ways that Harold could have been a better father here, and one of
Yeah,
them is Loki's the prince. He should be taking Loki on these diplomatic trips that he goes on.
right.
He should be like, all right, Loki, I'm going to teach you what your father does. I'm going to take you along. You're going to see. And then Loki would feel a little bit more loved, you know, a little bit
Hmm.
more like, oh, wow, he cares and he wants to teach me this. It might take a second. I'm sure Loki would be a little bastard for the first couple trips, you know,
Yeah,
but Harold's strong enough to keep him in line for now, at least. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just an idea that Tekken keeps bringing up. That like, hey, he probably should have like taken him on these trips. You know what I mean? And not just been like, all right, I'm leaving for 6 years. Bye.
yeah, but yeah, I think also it doesn't help that Harold just kind of talks down to Loki too and tells him
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey, you're wrong. Like, I think Loki, obviously he's a kid and he's gonna be reactionary and whatnot, but he's not wrong for criticizing Ida the way he does because that's all he knew. That's what his original mother was like. That's what he's used to and expects from a mother, right? So to call her a gold digger, it is, while it is untrue and while it is, a kid jumping to a conclusion, right? It's the only reasonable conclusion he could have come to, just
Yeah.
being that young and
Yeah.
that's his only experience. And so Harold to like immediately be like, fuck you, you know what I mean? It very much
That's
speaks
true. Yeah.
to his mindset of how he parents Loki and that he's not willing to sit him down and be like, son, let me talk to you about this, like why that's not okay, you know what I mean? It's not a conversation,
That's true.
it's just
Yeah.
you're wrong, shut up,
Yeah, no, I think Harold maybe has the same weakness that I have, which is I have a hard time like changing tones between talking to children and adults. You know,
Hmm.
I think I would maybe also forget like, oh yeah, no, I gotta like explain this to him like he's 5 because he is 5.
Yeah, he's quite literally a child here. Like, he needs to be sat down and explained, like, why he can't say certain things, why it's wrong, But Harold
Yeah.
doesn't have the, I guess, the. Sorry, I'm mixing up my words right now.
No, no problem. This is like
The
the first time you've like cooked up your words the whole review. You're cooking, brother.
the proclivity to do that. That's the word I'm thinking of. He doesn't have like the forward thinking to do that. I think Ida would, but Loki obviously hates Ida. So he's not going to listen to her.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, he has to. This whole moment makes me really excited to see in modern day, like what the deal with Ida is now, and
Hmm.
like I want to see adult Loki because it seems to me like he is more mature now. He's
He's
putting,
come
it's
around a
pretty
little
obvious
bit.
that he. Oh yeah, he's pretty obvious he's putting on like a big front. Like because I mean whoever he's talking, and now people are wondering if who he's talking to is Ida.
I think that might be the
Um,
case. I think she might be
yeah,
sick
which is
somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. But like, and then the question is, does Loki know it's Ida, or because
Right,
he's
yeah.
talking, yeah, and maybe Ida's being cheeky and like, oh well, he'll only listen to me if he doesn't know it's me,
Yeah,
type
might be
shit.
that kind of thing.
But either way, I'm really excited to see Loki in modern day kind of come around and realize like you the whole time you were offering to be the mother that I desperately needed and I
Hmm.
pushed you away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would love that would make me like emotional to see like a loving embrace between those two in
I
modern
think
day.
I think that's something that honestly kind of needs to happen because, like we talked about
Yeah.
before, the messaging of Elbaph is to, again, not to fully dive head first back into this warrior culture and succumb to war and violence and stuff, but to have like strong principles, strong morals, and have self-defense and capabilities to defend yourself and your ideals. And Loki still feels like this uh, sort of embodiment of wanting to be that uh, that war. Sorry, he's like this embodiment of destruction, right? Like the destructive aspects of Nika. And he wants to be this
Right.
like he's this kind of like
Yeah, I forgot because that's also a thing that Oda's doing, where like
right.
he's almost representing, like Luffy's representing the like freedom-loving like side of Nika, the like liberator, and then but there's also other elements of the retelling of, because you know, there's also the different eras in the mural, right? And
Yeah.
like in some of the eras, Nika's remembered as like a bringer of destruction. In some of the eras, Nika's remembered as a liberator,
Yeah.
and Loki is kind of the personification of
The
someone who,
destructive Nika.
uh, yeah, it assumes that's the case. Yes.
And he's this sort of avenue of violence, right, for Elbaph, and this like just embodiment of like, I guess the hatred and warrior culture of Elbaph. And I can totally see him. I think he needs to come around some by the end and like learn that the the ways of like the future and like schools and education and peace and treaties and whatnot, global relations is not a bad thing. But you still have to. It's a mix, right? Like both sides need to learn that you need each other.
Yeah. Wow. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Should we talk? All right. Rocks time.
Rocks time, because Loki. This transition here is even Loki being like, I want to go out with rocks, and then we go to rocks.
This goddamn mountain used to be a fish. I love, what a fucking reveal.
I love that Rocks
with that shit.
punches the eye holes in the mountain. Awesome.
Dude, and the fact that like the little tail, because like in modern day it looks like a banana on it. I mean, that's genius. That's I would have never. Oh my god. Like, can you imagine like someone 20? I don't even know when we first saw this fucking island. I don't know. However long ago, someone's like, hey, theory. This used to be a fish-shaped rock. Like, who would have ever even thought of that?
I don't think it even would have mattered, to be honest.
Yeah. It's so cool, though. I love it. Anyway.
There's a line here that I find interesting, which is, it's the same page where the guy mentions like that it's shaped like a fish. Some other guy there says, the Rocks Pirates are the ocean's all-stars of evil, which I think is such an interesting line, because Rocks is very much like a villainous figure, right? With, I think, maybe not good intentions, but honestly intentions that are sort of aspirational in a twisted way. Honestly, Rocks kind of embodies the destructive aspects of Nika, if you think about it.
And so will Blackbeard, right? As
right,
his, like, carry on of his will.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, so for this guy saying that, right, is that to mean that, like, a lot of these people that like look up to him see him as that, but because like I would assume that Rocks wouldn't self-identify as evil. Like, no. I'm evil. Who the fuck would think that? You know what I mean? Anyone who's doing something, unless they're like truly like a 1920s movie mustache twirling like Taya made into a railroad track, like most people probably think what they're doing isn't evil. So I would assume that this is just a bunch of people that show up here because they're like, I don't know, just assholes and want to watch the world burn down. They're like, I bet he has a lot of people that do just follow him because they just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very much what these mucks on the outside seem to be. Just guys that like are fed up with things and just want to wreak havoc for the sake of it. Which Rocks embodies that destruction, but it's got a target, right? It's got a goal behind it. And
I like that about Rocks. He's very nuanced, because I mean he wants to take down the Holy Land. Now the problem is he probably wants to, what he'd replace it with is potentially worse.
Himself,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like you hear about like power vacuums a lot in like politics, right? Like, oh, we went in and we toppled this bad government in the Middle East, and then we just left, and oh, okay, and then some worse guy comes in. You know what I mean? It always happens.
Yeah. So Rocks, I like that he's nuanced.
And that's sorry, real quick, one last thing. That's something that people like to shit on Dragon because for looking east and doing nothing.
Yeah.
But like, God bless him, right? There's that line where he's like, "Hey, the Marines aren't inherently bad; they're just serving a flawed structure, right?"
Well, that was
so there's that.
Yeah, that was this whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. There's that
Marines.
part where he comes out and says, we're keeping the Marines. We're just gonna make them be the enforcers of good. Yeah. You can't just like take it all and I like that about Dragon because what that shows is that Dragon isn't a fucking like fucking I don't know drooling slack-jawed drooling fucking ultra libertarian. You know what I mean? He's not out here like fucking anarchist. That's the word I'm looking for here. He's not just like I'm just gonna collapse it and see what happens. Like that's stupid. He's got a
Blackbeard
plan.
is.
He wants. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a fucking future stream. Putting a bunch of One Piece characters on the fucking political compass.
Where they align. That's super interesting now too that we have all this Rocks and Herald information. Because that's super like, that'd be a really fun thing to try and like pick apart and talk about.
Oh yeah. Can you say? Sorry. Can you say that one more time? I got a text.
Oh yeah. I think it'd be super interesting to throw Rocks and Herald into that and pick them apart and kind of see where they fall.
Yeah. Especially, I think maybe a good time to do that would be at the very end of this flashback, so we learn a little bit more about him, get his vibe. Yeah.
Then we move into
the Silver Axe's design.
Yeah,
goes hard, by the way.
I wish he kept the cloak. I'm not gonna lie, because the cloak is really cool. But his outfit and everything. Well, I was gonna say under the cloak, his eyes being X's, like because that's on his sunglasses.
Yep. Were you gonna say what I'm gonna say? It's very Soul Eater Fire Force.
It is very, yeah. I'm reminded of. I get minor Fire Force spoilers. I guess it's when they go to the first Amaterasu, and they fight those cultists from like 250 years ago there. And they have like the white cloaks and everything. It reminds me of that.
It's
just
so
visually.
Good. Oh my god, yeah. Like that author loves to do cool eye designs, and it's very cool to see Oda kind of dabbling into that. I know it's just his glasses, but yeah, it's just stylistically, it's very cool.
Fun thing I wanted to mention here, because I don't know if you noticed this, but it's something I kind of noticed. Doesn't he look like Don Krieg?
So yeah, right when I was at the gym today, I was listening to Tekking 101's review, so that's fresh on my mind. He also mentioned that.
Oh, did he? I haven't watched Tekking's video.
Yeah, no, Tekking mentioned that, and he said, crackpot theory. Maybe Don Krieg is his fucking son. Don Krieg is on this island right now.
He is on Beehive. Yeah, that's what I was kind of leaning towards. Like, crackpot.
That'd be
theory?
wild.
Yeah.
I love the idea of him being like super disappointed in his son because clearly this guy's a fucking badass and Don Krieg was like a fucking fraud.
Yeah, terror of the East Blue.
Yeah. I went to the weakest sea and I got a bunch of like fucking technology. I guess did he like make his own weapons or did he just like buy them? Like, I don't even remember.
I don't think it's ever explained. I assume he just kind of had his.
Maybe he's a tinkerer.
Maybe he's a bit of an artificer. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, okay.
All at D&D.
I love that though. Yeah.
Kyo here, the Silver Axe, is like the rogue assassin. Don Krieg's like the artificer barbarian.
Nice. Yeah, dude, and Shakky's rival. I can't believe I never pieced this together before. Right, Golden Lion, Silver Axe, beautiful.
Awesome, amazing.
This guy is fucking. Did he just crush this man's head like a fucking grape? Like,
yeah, that's what it looks like. And it's cool that all of these guys we see on Thriller Bark, assumedly, because it's Captain John, Silver Axe. This guy's clearly that guy with the armor with the big silver axe. And then the other guy, he got introduced last chapter. It's not Ochoko. It's this other guy.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
I forget his name.
Yeah, no, it's so cool that Oda decided to, and whether or not he from that moment knew it was going to be the Rocks Pirates, or if he just went back and was like, oh, it'd be cool if I made them these designs. Either way, very cool.
Yeah, whether they were Rocks Pirates then or he just important pirates he had in mind.
He's very good at like making his world feel super interconnected. He's always been excellent. I mean, he's the best in the game at that.
Yeah, case in point.
Another example of that, by the way, is going back to the previous section. You have the current bartender of Ida's bar as a little girl.
Oh yeah,
like, training under. That's he's so good at shit like that.
Yeah, just the little things add up to the point that like even this guy who Kyo introduced right here, he has no dialogue, by the way. Or like very little.
Does he say? I'm trying to remember.
He just says like he grunts when someone.
Doesn't he say he's trying to wait? And then how did they know that he was trying to meet with Rocks? Oh no, yeah, they just assumed. You're right. He's like, no. He says I'm here to join the Rock Pirates.
Oh yeah, he's got a couple.
He says that. That's
very
literally
minimal lines, but
yeah.
not much in the way of personality other than like stoic badass guy. But there's just so many connections you can instantly draw. Like, oh, he looks like Don Krieg. He's Shiki's rival. He's you know like you could just determine a lot about his character based on who, like where we've seen him before, what we've heard about him, and a bunch of other stuff, which is really cool. Oda's great at that.
Oda's I always make fun of him for this a little bit, but it's clearly a writing crutch for him, but he pulls it off well. The massive writing crutch for Oda is to have bystanders scream exposition.
Yeah.
He does it all the time.
What's Shiki's rival doing here?
yeah, like, and that's not even like the worst example. Like the worst is where like it's during a fight and someone will punch someone, and then they'll be like, "Did he just punch him?"
Oh no!
I
can't believe he punched him. That guy's got the punch for you.
And then, like, he can make delicious punch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's not the worst thing. It's just kind of funny sometimes.
It's mostly I just like to make fun of it. Like I like to pick apart like little like writers like favorite things. Like something I think everyone noticed in Naruto is that there was so much eye shit, right? Like motherfuckers ripping out eyeballs, eye powers. That Danzo had like a fucking arm full of eyes. Yeah, you kind of get the vibe of what certain artists like to draw or write about.
Mm-hmm. Moving up like 2 rocks now, because that's who Kyo was trying to meet with. I love that. I think we mentioned it before. He punches 2 holes in the fish rock to make it the eyes. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the question is, did he punch that, or is that his like famous fucking swordsmanship that was described as like blows everything away, right?
Or was it Whitebeard? Could have been.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could have been a combination effort. You know.
Something I'm hearing from a lot of people is that. What if Rocks doesn't have a devil fruit, but his sword does?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I keep hearing that as a theory. I'm of 2 minds about it because I don't want it to just be like my sword fucking explodes or some shit. Because I'd rather it just be physical might from him.
I agree.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's see here.
And then he talks about how he's after 2 devil fruits, which I find interesting.
Yes,
because this is the same. This is Blackbeard stuff, right? Where Blackbeard can eat multiple fruits. Could Rocks also eat multiple fruits?
That's interesting. I didn't even consider that. No, because here's why I didn't.
Well, they say they say Blackbeard could in Marineford because his body is different, and in Egghead they mention his lineage is special. Is that why? Right? Is that the reason?
True, but in this moment though, he says one of them Harold has to eat it. It can't eat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I don't think he's talking about eating both of them in this situation because he's like
that's true.
One of them is clearly the special secret handed down one that they were mentioning that like Loki stole or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like he wants them on his side rather than for him himself.
Yes. And speaking of that, another really interesting piece of characterization for Rocks here is how he's genuinely really seems to like Harold, like as a person. You know, like the fact that, like young ass 15-year-old Kaido's like, we're fucking strong as hell. Why don't we just like make him join? And he's like, never fucking say that again. That is my fucking G, bro. He is my best man. He fucking officiated my wedding.
He gave me $10,000 when I was struggling. Come on, man.
Literally, bro. He fucking. It's crazy because like, listen, I don't want to fucking shit on like whatever relationship they have, but like my first thought is like, bro, I really didn't. Like you guys just had like a moment at Reverie where you like clashed, and I don't see how you're that good of friends. I know it's probably. Yeah.
I was gonna say even at the Reverie, like they clash, and then Rox is like. He's like, all right, we gotta get out of here. Come on. And he jumps on his shoulder and they start running off. And he's like, Elbaph's that way. Come on.
The way that I interpret it, it's probably not the case. I think we're probably meant to imagine that they've had like we know that they've had a bunch of meetings off screen and stuff, but it is very funny to me to imagine that like it's very one-sided where like Harold's just like, oh, these fucking guys again. And then he's like, best buddy.
My guy, my good guy. And Harold's like, oh, here we go again. I'm busy.
And Harold's like, I can't piss them off because they could probably destroy the island. I need to get our best wine right now.
Bring out the fine china.
I love it. Yeah, no, but it makes the Rocks. He's done a good job at making Rocks very likable. He's not an asshole in any way. And it's the same thing with Blackbeard, by the way. Like the way that I'm always fascinated by how Blackbeard was introduced in the story. Like how he's introduced by agreeing with Luffy. He's introduced by saying, "Fuck Bellamy, fuck those fucking frauds. Like they're not real pirates. You and I are real pirates." Like
they're
it's
cut from the same cloth.
Yes,
they're the same kind of like big dreamers, but there are there's a lot of differences to them.
Blackbeard to me feels like dark Luffy. Like it's like Luffy could have gone down this path in a different timeline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and something that's kind of come to light recently that I've looked back on with that Jaya interaction between Luffy and Blackbeard is back then Blackbeard says people's dreams never end, right? And then after Wano, Luffy says that's at the end of my dream. Like Luffy sees an ending to his journey, to his dream, whereas Blackbeard, I think, just like the black holes he creates and everything, like just consumes, right?
Right. The idea would be Luffy can be satiated. There's a point where he's happy. Right. Blackbeard is like the endless growth. It's never enough. I want to be like fucking Jeff Bezos rich and then some.
Yeah. We went through the Kaido interaction here. Harold's his good pal. I like that he genuinely thinks he's friends with Harold. I'm sure they are.
It's so funny.
I think it's funnier if
that's my motherfucking G.
And then Harold's like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, literally, bro. Harold's like, I'm remembering the interaction they had in the last chapter. He's like, if they find out I'm hanging out with you, it's gonna fuck up my world relationship. So keep it on the DL, please.
Keep it on the DL, please. It's funny.
Rocks, don't you think he's I think he's embarrassed of us. Like, no, he's just shy.
I do think Rox's ideology here, this is kind of where Kaido learned that ideology, because Kaido, while his crew was very much built on the strongest wins, strongest takes all kind of idea, King was his buddy, which I kind of dig that. This seems to be where he got that from Rocks.
Yeah, no, Kaido was capable of having actual friends. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean it was very few and far between, but
well, Kaido was a fan of meritocracy, right? So the idea of the strong, and so I think Kaido, as jaded as he was, there were people that got his respect, and if you got his respect, he fucked with you. He even he was chill with Ulti. I don't know if you remember
he was
fast in the
he was, because it's mentioned in the SBS, he's Ulti and Page 1's adoptive father. So
exactly,
there's part of him that cares, right? He seemed to be buddies with, based on the SBS. He seemed to be buddies with Hanafuda too, the other warlord that was working for him.
Ace killed him, right?
Yeah, or I think Ace defeated him. He lost his warlord position, and then somebody else killed him.
Oh, maybe.
But either way.
But yeah, no. Well, the way I interpret it though is he can be caring and kind and love people, but I think in his world, I mean, the world he wants to create is one where the weak are literally slaves to the strong, right?
Yeah.
So I think the only way he will like someone is if they catch his respect, essentially, right? You have to work your way up. You have to have merit. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be friends with a plebeian. Essentially, is the vibe I get from Kaido.
Yeah, I'm just.
He needs to go through the same arc that Meruem went through in the Chimera Ant arc, actually.
Yeah, I am happy we're getting little bits and pieces of Kaido, because I think a lot of people are expecting.
His fucking flashback was ass, and it was probably because we even said this in the I don't know if you remember this. Everyone was disappointed by how little we got from his flashback in Wano.
So
and back then I knew that it was because Rocks was clearly very integral to it. Right. So we were being hidden. There were parts being hidden on purpose.
Right. For the sake of sounding a little contrarian, I think at the time, I also wasn't a fan of Kaido's flashback, but going back and rereading it and how it slots into Wano, I like it a lot more now, especially considering, like you just said, we're gonna get more in the Rocks flashback when we inevitably get there. But I like how, because honestly, I think what we got of Kaido throughout all of Wano was actually very substantial, especially rereading it and having it all fresh in my mind. So I'm very glad here we're not getting a ton of new stuff for Kaido, but it's a lot more reinforcement and just filling in little gaps of his character, right? That's kind of what I wanted, and that's what I'm getting, and I'm very happy about that.
What I really want is, because I think the reason people were disappointed is like they wanted kind of a clear answer as to why he was so sad, depressed, suicidal. We know that obviously, like we have the idea, but I'd like to see it, right? So like I know that he was a false joy boy, right? Like people, the king thought he was the one, and there was a time when Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There was a time when he thought he was the one, and there's clearly a moment where he realized that he wasn't. And then he and this is my favorite part of the kind of flashback where he's like, okay, I'm not, but what I am going to be is the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So like, Joy Boy is no one until they beat me.
Right.
Whoever it is has got to go through me.
I think it'd be nice to see that moment where it like clicks in his head, but also I don't think it's necessary because it could have just been. It doesn't have to be a single moment, right? It could have been a very gradual process over a decade. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where he just
when you're getting older and older and you still haven't accomplished your dreams yet.
Yeah, it might not have been a single moment that like he realized. It just eventually he just understood that he wasn't him. You know, as sad as that is, like I think that it'd be very fitting if it was more something like that rather than something happens and he realizes, oh no, I'm not Joy Boy, what am I gonna do? And it's like a crisis. I think it was a gradual he lost himself, you know?
That's another thing that makes Kaido really, really similar to Loki, by the way.
Yeah. Because I think Loki's on a similar trajectory. Yep. I don't think he's gonna end up that way, but he's kind of in the midst of that right now, you know?
He is. That's so interesting.
Loki and Kaido are very similar characters.
Really, yeah. Loki would have been like the exact same path as Kaido, like joining this and wow.
Genuinely, like if it wasn't for, because Kaido's country was very much how Elbaph used to be, this like warrior culture, and like we're gonna sell you off to be like a soldier to the Marines and whatnot. If it wasn't for Harold and like Ida convincing Harold to be more diplomatic, Loki very well could have been sold off to the Marines, similar to Kaido, you know?
See? Loki was saved by the wokeification of Elbaph.
He was saved by good pussy.
It's insane what you can do with some good pussy.
Oh my god. But yeah.
Mountains will move, world lives will be saved.
Oh my god.
And created with good pussy.
Gabon, literally, mountains will be moved.
I'll move. I'll eat mountains.
Oh my god, the mountain eater, man. But
bro.
The spread at the end of the chapter with Rocks and all those guys, awesome.
Oh, finally seeing, wow, bro, fucking crazy.
I'm pretty sure this is like most of the full crew put together.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, other than you know about what is it, Gil Bastar or whatever? Have you heard about that one?
Oh yeah, he might join later. He's from one of Oda's one shots.
Yep. He's in there, and then there's some guy with like fucking Wolverine claws, I think, that was shown at God Valley.
Really? I don't remember.
I think Tekking mentioned it. Tekking is like my guy for remembering everything. Like, he basically said like other than like there's some guy in the background with Wolverine claws. Like we basically have seen everyone.
Well, yeah. Well, this is clearly like most of the crew. There's
a
couple more stragglers, but yeah, this is the main force, right? And I like how. I like how Rocks also seems like Blackbeard to have this deep understanding or just like tie to destiny and fate and like what that has in store. Because he says it here. He says it's your choice if you want to stand with me on the day of destiny. Right? He seems to believe in this like greater direction for the world that can be manipulated, which I think is cool.
Do you think is it literally just I want to be in charge, or is there any like grander ambitions for like how he wants to shape the world? Do you think?
There must be something deeper.
Yeah.
Even if it's just I want the world to be, anarchy, every man for himself.
Right.
There has to be...
He's a true free market capitalist.
There has to be something besides just I want to rule everything. Like there has to be.
He read Ayn Rand.
I think there's something. There must be, right?
Yeah, no, I would hope so.
And I imagine I imagine Blackbeard's reason will be the same or similar.
Yeah, which I want to know what we need to learn with well, after we learn all this, we need to learn why Blackbeard chose to pick up the mantle, because just because a guy is my blood father doesn't mean I got to give a fuck about what
that
he
doesn't
wanted
mean
to do.
shit
You know what I
in
mean?
One Piece.
Yeah, oh yeah, or our world. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck what my dad wanted to do. It's my own life, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know what makes Blackbeard so, because I can't imagine this guy's a great father. I mean, maybe.
I doubt
if he
it.
likes his. Yeah, I doubt it too. I mean, unless he likes his son as much as he likes Harold for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I doubt it. There must be
yeah.
some reason similar to Loki why Blackbeard was drawn to rocks and like what he represented and what he strived for. Right. That's why I think there's some deeper reason to why he wants to be king of the world. That those two have kind of Loki and Blackbeard have both kind of latched onto.
What do you make of, so now that we're learning more about rocks, we know that Blackbeard, weird body, didn't sleep for 3 days.
Didn't sleep
during the
didn't sleep ever. He doesn't sleep.
We don't know that. Well, you're probably right, but all we heard was that he didn't sleep. They were on that island for 3 days, if I remember correctly. And they didn't see him sleep for 3 days. Maybe you can interpret that as literally never sleeps, but we can't.
What they said is they say he never sleeps.
Oh, did they say that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take your word for it then. Okay. So yeah, I mean, some people are okay. Now I wonder then if this has to do with one of the two wacky devil fruits he's looking for. Because a big theory for a while has been somehow his soul is like in his son. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So like, is there some way that he found to like house himself in his son's body, like in case I die, I'm not going to fucking I refuse to die and not have accomplished my goal, so I'm gonna have a contingency plan where I'm gonna somehow put myself in this.
I could definitely see that being a thing.
I mean, it could be almost anything. I mean, who would have fucking thought there'd be time travel in One Piece? I remember when that dropped in Wano, that chapter was fucking nuts.
Honestly,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm open to sort of any explanation, because as long as Oda fills it in well, because I trust that he will, because he filled in the time travel thing well. Sorry, this just gave me a spark in my brain. What you just said of like Rock's housing himself in Blackbeard. Blackbeard says people's dreams never end. I think he's referring to Rock's there, whatever Rock's ambition is, right? And that he's carrying it. That's just another layer to that scene in Jaya, because there's going to be a million layers to that by the time we're done.
Maybe that's why he's so fucking fat. He's like two dudes.
He's gotta eat for two guys.
Yeah, well, it's I think of like how sometimes twins can like eat each other in the womb. Like one can eat the other one, like absorb it. Not literally. That sounds freakish, but like when they're like still like
they
cells,
just kind of
they can
combine.
Yeah, like I and like I don't know. I think there's things where I don't know if this is true or not, but I remember I have a friend who that happened to, and this is probably not related at all. I don't think this is real science, but that friend that happened to him as a twin, and he always told the story. But he also happened to have kind of fucked up teeth. Like he had like a set. There were a couple teeth he had where like underneath another pair was growing, and like so it was like pushing out like a tooth on the side as well as the tooth coming down, and he had to get them like removed. And in my head, my like middle school brain was like, that's because his twin is within him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if Oda's going with that freaky dentistry angle for Blackbeard,
that with Blackbeard,
yeah, because his teeth are always changing
his
too.
His body's fucking weird. Exactly, his body's weird, and he doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And we know, there's that when he got SBS'd to ask or to draw them all as kids. Blackbeard is like sitting.
At the moon.
Yep. And what was he also? Was it snowing as well?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then people always kind of cut back to that thing that Shanks told Luffy about like people in snowy countries can't fall asleep because of the.
Oh no, that's in Drum Island. Luffy just says that. I think
he says I heard it from Shanks. He says I heard it from someone on Shanks' crew.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we don't have quite enough to piece that Blackbeard stuff together yet.
For sure, but we're getting closer. It's got to be. I think it's gonna be something to do with.
We're starting to get answers. We're starting to get there.
Because think about this, right? He went and because the fact that we didn't get to talk about this is criminal, because the last chapter was him fucking that panel where we see him sitting with Emu was fucking crazy.
Oh my god, yeah.
And there's so much that's one of those like picture speaks 1,000 words type moments, okay? Mm-hmm. So like he gets in there, and the fact that they're both just like sitting there calm talking, they've both determined that they cannot kill the other.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy already.
Also, the fact that the narrator box says this is the only incident that has ever happened like this, and the only incident that ever will happen like this. Yeah. Nobody else is getting to the flower room. That's crazy.
Yeah. They're gonna have to draw Emu out, apparently.
Yeah.
But to me, every move he makes post that moment is something that he thinks is going to allow him to kill the immortal, regenerating shadow leader of the world.
Yeah.
So whatever these two devil fruits are, he thinks is going to let him kill Emu. Now,
or at least usurp his place. Like, it might be the Oppie kind of thing Doflamingo's playing.
Dude, the fact that shit was crazy when Doflamingo's like, if I had the Oppie fruit that day, because now we know he was gonna, he would have fucking swapped places with Emu. Is fucking nuts.
Right. Yeah.
Although now that we know that like Haki can overpower anything, I wonder if he could have just been like, nah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is like, it makes sense that Oda dropped that little bit of knowledge that Haki can overpower shit if it's like strong enough. But I always do get sad when authors do that because it reminds me. Were you a Bleach fan at all?
I've only just started reading Bleach recently. I think I mentioned that. I've only started.
You did.
I'm only like 20 to 30 chapters in. I'm not far.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember this. I don't think this is a spoiler.
That's fine.
Okay, so have you... Oh, so you haven't even met, like, the captains then, have you?
No. I just got done with the Chad and the parrot and all that.
Oh, okay.
I'm very early.
There is a character named Soifone.
Okay.
Her Shikai, she's like an assassin, and her Shikai is a 2-hit kill, which basically she has like a kind of like a stabbing, like... It's like a finger blade. Like, think like the hidden blade in Assassin's Creed, but it's like on the back of her hand coming off her finger.
Okay.
So when she stabs you, it creates like this butterfly mark with like a little target in the middle. Mm-hmm. And the idea is if she just stabs that, it has to be exact. Like, that's the weakness of it. It's like, has to be the exact same point. But if she stabs the exact same point twice, you just die. Like, instantly.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, fights with her tend to, as she keeps missing, it makes more marks. So that it's, like there's more and more marks, so it's easier to get you, right? Mm-hmm. So they're fighting like the big bad villain at one point, and they manage to hold him down. They're actually like stratting it up, bro. Like they all work together to like trick him, fuck him up, hold him down. And then they get her to do her double stab, and then he essentially just does the Haki thing, but like in Bleach, where it's like, actually, joke's on you, my spiritual pressure is so high that I could just say no to your shit, basically.
I can just tell you no.
He has like this flowery language where he's like, well, all battles among Soul Reapers are battles of spiritual pressure, and mine is just so overwhelmingly higher than yours. It's so
I'm that guy.
It's so bullshit. I hate that. And so like there was a part of me that was kind of sad when Oda revealed that you could do that, because it kind of like throws strategy with dealing with devil fruits out the window, and it becomes like power level shit, which I understand he had to. Because otherwise the question is, why doesn't Law fucking personality swap Kaido and Big Mom, or you know what I mean?
Or like why don't we take Sugar's fruit and turn Kaido into a toy?
I understand why he had to do it, but it made me a little sad.
I think if Oda plays it carefully, it'll be all right. I think it'll work out fine, especially because it seems like only certain people are gonna have that level of Haki at this point, namely like God's Knights.
It's end game shit.
Crew. Yeah. So.
I think of the way that there's weaknesses to it. Like there's ways around it. Like it seems pretty clear because a lot of people are so like cinema sins brained. You know what I mean when I say that? Where they're always looking for like an inconsistency.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people will be like, any time Luffy gets hit, period, they'll be like, observation. What the hell?
Why was he using his observation Haki? And it's like he's just not fast enough to dodge all of Kaido's attacks.
Yeah, there's many explanations. One is, he's always seeing the future. Either Kaido's just so fast he's overpowering it, or remember, big thing with observation Haki is you have to be concentrated. You have to be calm.
Yeah.
So if you start getting fucked up a little bit,
In regards to Future Sight specifically, we saw with Luffy and Katakuri when two people with Future Sight fight, they kind of just cancel out.
Yeah, they're just fighting like 10 seconds in the future at that point.
Yeah, and that's kind of Kaido also had Future Sight, so I imagine it's the same thing. They just kind of canceled out in that sense.
Exactly. Oh, dude! Shoutouts to my favorite fight in Naruto, Killer Bee versus Sasuke in the anime specifically, because the manga was like.
Oh, I did watch that.
Bro, oh my god, they cooked so hard for that. I used to go back and rewatch that fight so much because like, they go into like how it's 7 sword styles, fucking insane. I don't know. Have you seen that in the anime? Because he's essentially just constantly doing flips.
Yeah, he's just tossing shit around, doing flips all the time.
He's just tossing it around, re-catching it. And so Sasuke, with his Sharingan, and the way I've always interpreted, the way I understand Sharingan is that it's essentially future sight a little. He can see a little bit into the future. He can see perfectly. So Sasuke is like desperately trying to follow these fucking blades in the air, but he's like getting overwhelmed. It's overwhelming even the Sharingan. I love that fight. Anyway, that
cool.
was non sequitur.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about? I feel like we covered it pretty well.
I think we covered most of everything. I did want to go over the title of the chapter being Idols, which I think is interesting because...
Where's Uta at?
Well, there's a bit of a double meaning because Oda loves to do this with his titles. The first is obviously the Kuja because, there's lines there about how they're getting so much fan mail and there's people, like, going out to take pictures of them, too, to, like, sell. Like, there's literally, like, idol fans in One Piece 40 years ago.
The fact that the and of course this is a TCB translation, so I don't know if this will be official, but the translation was taking creep pics or like creep photos. So funny to
hilarious. So obviously Gloriosa, Shakky, they were like idols in that sense, right? Of like the classic term, like pretty women people go to look at, whatever kind of thing. But then also, the double meaning is Loki and Rox. Like, Rox is Loki's idol. And he seems to be the idol to a lot of people, like Kaido. And also Silver Axe shows up, like, wanting to join the crew this chapter. So, I think it's neat that we're also getting
like
this...
triple meaning, yeah.
Yeah, this idea that Rox was this idol to a lot of people. Who were, like, for one reason or another, found his ideology or his way of life or what have you... something to like aspire towards, and they were drawn to it. He's very... I don't think Rox was like a super great person or anything, but he was very charismatic. Like, he drew a lot of people to him.
Just like Luffy.
Yeah. I think Luffy's a better guy than Rox.
No, I know, but like Blackbeard is so obviously set up to be like anti-Luffy. You know what I mean? Like dark version of... I always want to use this one word, but people always do like the fucking eyebrow raise because it sounds like another word. But like I was gonna say like the nega Luffy. And that comes from, I don't know where else it's been used, but I think of Fairly Odd Parents where it's like it's the nega chin.
Yeah, I would just say negative, the full word, just to be safe.
No, just fucking just know that I'm not saying it. I'm not fucking...
No, he is like the nega Luffy, right? He is the opposite side of the mirror, side of the coin. Blackbeard and Rox both are like...
Yeah. Well, Rox is the Blackbeard to Roger. And, it's Rox Roger, Luffy Blackbeard. They're both the...
Very interesting, too, that it's that it's Garp and Roger kind of combined into Luffy. Interesting there. Very interesting.
And that is to show that he's going to be the one, or at least helpful, in bridging the gap between pirates and marines to make them kind of maybe be on the same side in like freedom fighting.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's hard to.
There's so much.
It's hard to discuss One Piece and then end because there's so many little things you can just tack onto and go on tangents and whatnot.
We could talk about Wanze, my favorite side character.
Wanze's awesome. We didn't even mention the Sea Train earlier.
If you ain't liking Wanze, I don't want to talk to you.
Dude, CP5, the best Cipher Pol agency.
Yeah, unfortunate acronym, by the way.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. I didn't even think about it. Oh no.
I had my old boss his name was Carlos, and then a last name starting with P. And I was like, I said that same thing. I was like, man, you have unfortunate initials. And like, he didn't get it initially, but my other coworker did, and we were both like, yeah. And he was like, what? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
If you know, you know. But yeah, I think
it's because I'm fucking Twitch streamed, or I'm like internet brain rotted, right? I've watched too many political streamers talk about like, oh, this politician was caught with CP, and then they have to say that because they don't want to be demonetized, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, well, who knows with the way the internet's going right now. Hopefully we can backtrack it a little bit. But
oh, what? Yeah. Fucking. Who knows?
We need to take a page out of Harold's book here. Harold and Ida's book.
And let good pussy save the world.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you want some good pussy, like and subscribe.
And check out the Chaos Squared YouTube channel.
Yeah. Put my channel in the. If you wanna, guys, if you like One Piece, you should go read the harem rom-com version of One Piece. Unironically,
it is
the 100 girl. Yeah. Cook, back me up, Bauer.
No, it is the 100 girlfriends that really, 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 really love you. Full title. It's important.
Yep. You know that feeling you get when a new Straw Hat joins the crew.
That's what it is every time.
Every 10 fucking chapters. Every 10 chapters, you get a new girlfriend. To join the harem.
34. We could talk about.
We're at 34. The series is slated to go for a minimum another 10 years. Yeah. Hop on the ship, okay?
Yeah. I was gonna say. Normally you're excited for every crew member. I wasn't, 34 is a little rocky, I guess you could say.
Well, hey, I would say out of the 34, there's been maybe like 3 bad ones. So it's a pretty good track record.
I wouldn't even say bad. It's just, miss at first and over time.
True, yeah. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But I don't think any of them are truly bad. But yeah, we're getting into 100 Girlfriends. But yeah. I'll plug the channel. Everyone's
clicking off. Yeah.
I'll plug the channel. I'll throw it in the description.
And I will plug this in our maybe I'll see if I can edit it into our next video or something. I'll definitely mention it in the Discord, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you put it in self promotion, I'll probably even throw it into announcements as well.
All right, sounds good. I guess unless you have any closing remarks, we can.
This is video 1 of Infinity on our path to being invited on to the Reverie.
Oh my God! So, here we go.
Join us and help it make a reality. Help it. I like to. I'm pushing this narrative that we're not really reviewing One Piece because we're passionate about it. We're just here for the fame.
We're here for the clout.
We're here for. We're trying to get money out of big One Piece.
I want to put the narrator box here from last chapter where it's like. These are the only 2 who ever infiltrated the Reverie and ever will.
That incident will never happen before us or after.
After us, yeah.
All right, I think that's a good place to end. And with that.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We'll see you for 11:57.